icebreaker. Bonny has spent her whole adult life across the big pond. She brings with her her joy for life and its challenges. Please help me welcome Bonny with her speech titled, "Happiness is having a scratch for every itch."
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'd like to begin by saying this is a privilege to be here after these 3 weeks. I have seen the quality of your speeches, and I'm very glad to have been welcomed to your group. Ogden Nash, the American poet, once wrote at the beginning of the 20th century, happiness is having a scratch for every itch. Now, those itches in our lives, you know that feeling, don't you? When everything's going well, you're content, life is satisfying, and suddenly you notice something different. There's something out there that you don't have. There's something out there, a skill you've noticed you don't have that yet, or a piece of knowledge you don't know anything about yet. That's the itch. And that itch you really, really, really want. Have you had that experience?
Yes.
With the things, and the skills, and the knowledge. Well, if happiness is having a scratch for every itch, then according to my measurement, I've led a very happy life. I've had itches, and I've scratched them. I've scratched them to the hilt, in gentle ways, in colorful ways, in fiery ways, in injudicious ways. It's all been good. I'd like to tell you about some of these itches. And I don't get a ring for the end.
I was so engrossed in the speech.
I'd like to tell you about some of my itches that I've scratched along the ways, and these were the defining ones of my life that make me, me, the me that is here today. Now, it has to be said that as a child, I didn't have any itches. I was your perfect child that every mother would want. I was introverted. I was a good student. I had friends, but I had the mediocre run-of-the-way life. An affluent family in a suburb of New York. There was nothing really to itch for. I've been told that I did not go through the terrible twos. I've been told by my entire family I did not go through the pre-adolescent, girly, gushy difficulties. And I know that I never went through teenage traumas. That's an unusual life so far.
Yes.
I went off to a woman's college, of course, and I studied philosophy, and I graduated with an advanced degree, and everything was well. I came home, decided to live with my parents, my comfortable world, and got a job as the secretary to a judge. One day, my mother telephoned me at work, unusual, and she was so susurrant. She whispered to me, "Bonny, come home. There's a Swiss boy here." At 3:15 in the afternoon, no, it was 3:20 in the afternoon. I began to feel an inkling of an itch. I went home. Franz was there. He was the son of my father's best friend in kindergarten in Switzerland. My father was Swiss, and my father had emigrated before the Depression to the States. His father had given him a little note for his gap year in North America. If ever you need anything, call Willie Beret. Go there. And Willie Beret was my father. He arrived. Well, that was it. 2 months later, I flew off to Switzerland with a father's Europe on $10 a day in my hand. There's $10. This year it's 95. That dates me. I wanted to spend 6 weeks there, and those 6 weeks became 37 years.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay. All right. I'll just go through the next bit because we're coming to the end. Within the first month, I went from being this lovely, innocent child to a cigar smoking, grass toking, hash eating Marxist.
Wow.
I was out on the streets in sympathy for the Baader-Meinhof gang, the Rote Brigade, the Red Brigade. I was out there hailing them on my terrible twos. Well, 1 year later, my parents hadn't heard about this yet. 1 year later, the excitement had died down, and I went back to being that calm, innocent girl with a little bit more knowledge in her. My life progressed. I had 5 professions in Switzerland, each of them radically different because every time I had an itch. Whenever I had an itch, a new idea, I just stopped, sold one business, went on to the next. That itch defined me, and my scratching of it and the styles that I scratched it are what you see here today. So, thank you very much.